This episode of FAQ Monday is sponsored by Dollar Shave Club. Well, hello, and welcome to another FAQ Monday. I am your host, Fluff. If you have a question, feel free to leave them on down below, or going over to my Ask FM account thing, and we'll get you squared away eventually. Probably not anytime soon, though. First question, thoughts on the new Tool songs? Yeah, I saw the footage on the interwebs of they played some unreleased or previously unheard of songs that's presumably from the new album, and I fell asleep in the middle of both of them because they were extremely boring. And I love Tool. I'm a huge Tool fan, but those songs were giant sleep-inducing logs of wood, i.e. They hit me over the head, and I was like, oh, because that's what those songs do when they're really slow and an hour long. I'm being sarcastic, but my qualm with Tool is, any band that takes a decade or more to put out a record. I don't know, man. I'm not into it anymore. I'm not into the hype. I'm not into all of that stuff. I think Tool fans are some of the most dedicated on the planet, and they don't deserve how they have been treated in public by especially Maynard. But anyway, that's a whole nother video. But yeah, I heard the two Tool songs. Boring. You mentioned your JCM 800 is modded. What mods does it have exactly? I'm honestly not sure myself. All of the information that I got was like third hand, but what I do know, or what I was at least told, was the amp came from Reno, Nevada, which is where I got it from while I was on tour, and it was modified by some kind of electronics house in Reno that modifies other things in addition to amps, so not like a specific guitar amp place. And they basically did a very mild modification, adding a single gain stage, which basically made it kind of sound like it had like some kind of a Dookie mod or something like that, meaning it doesn't need a boost in front to get to the punk rock level of like a Green Day kind of tone. That's all I know. And when I got the transformer replaced on it, the tech I took it to called me. He was like, dude, I've worked on probably 10,000 Marshall JCM 800s in my 20 years of doing this. This is one of the best sounding 800s I've ever heard in my entire life. I was like, yeah, I thought it sounded incredible, which is why I went ahead and bought it for the $700 the guy was asking for it. So yeah, I'm not totally sure what was all done to it. I know it's very, very minimal. That's all I can tell you. What would you consider the most important part of a recording studio? That argument could go on for days. I would say it's either the monitors or the interface. Honestly, it's really the most important part of any recording studio is technically the interface, because you can't do any recording without the interface. You can record without speakers because you can get headphones or something like that. So I guess by reason of deduction, I would have to say the interface is the most important part of any recording studio, and you should always spend as much money as absolute possible buying your interface when you're putting together any kind of recording setup. That is the place where you definitely do not want to skimp, if at all possible. Don't have to have monitors, you have headphones. You don't have to have a desktop computer, you can get a laptop, you can get an iPad. But at the end of the day, you do still have to have some kind of an interface of some sort, of some shape, and of some size. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go interface on that one. Now that you're with Ernie Ball Music Man, will you have a signature guitar? No, I mean, the guitars I'm gonna be touring a lot with are two custom Stingrays, and they're basically highly modified Dustin Kensrue guitars, but we've talked about it a little bit, but I don't think there's gonna be a signature Fluff model anytime soon. That process is a very long and drawn out one, and I'm just gonna play the guitars and enjoy them like I do. And if a signature model happens eventually, that's cool. But if it does happen, it'll be a year or two down the road, and I'm not in any rush to get one out. Anyway, I just wanna play cool guitars.
Well, good morning to you.
Who said that?
Just your friends over at DollarShaveClub.com.
Get out of my house.
Oh, come on.
Dollar Shave Club? A service is talking to me right now?
That's right. We're here to help.
No, I don't. Why would I need that? I don't shave. That's how you get a beard.
We make much more than just razors.
Really?
Yeah, we make all sorts of stuff.
No, I don't. Oh,
Here you go. Open up the box.
what?
Go on, open it.
Okay. Wow, there's a bunch of stuff in here. There's prep scrub.
Yeah.
There's hydrating hair and scalp shampoo. There's shave butter. And there's post-shave too. Awesome.
And you can build your own starter set now by going to dollarshaveclub.com/riffsandbeards and treating yourself.
Thank you, Dollar Shave Club.
What was your first recording experience?
So my first recording experience was in the winter of 1996. And my Uncle Mike, who's now a mastering engineer, and he's an audio guy at Microsoft, and he is in charge of all of their recording environments, and he does a lot of stuff. And he was one of the head audio engineers on the Kinect. If you guys remember the Microsoft Kinect, I should actually go and visit him and take a tour and show you guys what he does. It's very, very interesting with Microsoft. Anyway, he was a mastering engineer, or he was going to school and eventually became a mastering engineer, but he went to school for audio production and drum percussion and a bunch of other stuff. But in his senior year at Central Washington University, he basically got the run of their small recording facilities, and he invited me over as kind of like my Christmas present to go and spend a week over in snowed over Central Washington University and record 3 songs of my choosing. And it was awesome. We recorded Alice in Chains' Rooster cover, and no, I think there was only one other original song that I wrote. And I do have a very, very barely working tape of the Rooster. I don't have my original song. He has it on ADAT somewhere. But that was my first recording experience, and it was phenomenal. I remember distinctly thinking, I want to do this for the rest of my life because this is incredible. We would stay up to like 3 a.m. just recording stuff on guitar and eating pizza, and it was just an amazing experience. And yeah, it was pretty cool. How was using Reaper again after several years? So those of you who know that I did the ultimate beginner's guide to recording rock and metal know that it takes place in Reaper, and I am using Reaper for the entirety of the beginner's guide. And I hated it because I think Reaper is great for beginners. And if you don't know, here's why Reaper is so successful, is because people that don't know, workflow and things like that, they do get accustomed, and you will learn whatever program you're using, i.e. Reaper. But once you go and use other programs and then try to go back to Reaper, the user interface is archaic at best, and I just absolutely hate Reaper. It's horrible. The stock mainly my main gripe with Reaper is not its features, it's its user interface. The plugins are awful, and what's with the right click thing? I don't even get me started. There are many things I do not like about Reaper. It works for plenty of people, and I started on it and I had great success with it, but going back after I've spent a decade in Logic and Studio One, it was very, very difficult. But yeah, I have to record another course for URM soon, so back to Reaper I go. So time to eat my words. But yeah, Reaper's just not for me. Thoughts on Rivers Cuomo's tone? Weezer has always been kind of a really good, solid rock and roll guitar tone band. I think their first guitar tone, or the first album's guitar tone, which was a Mesa Boogie Mark I head, a 60-watt head, into a Marshall 412, was stunning and unbelievable. Everything after that has been real middle-of-the-road rock guitar, and I wouldn't say that Weezer guitar tones are anything special. They're very, very good, but they're not like connoisseurs of tone or anything like that. Although I know Scott Schreiner is very much a connoisseur of the bass tones, but Rivers has used a Diesel for like 20 years now, and like his album tones are just, yeah, they're cool. They're great big rock guitar tones, kind of martially. But that first Weezer album, the guitar tones on that record, oh, they're so good. I really love them. What's the next guitar you're gonna buy? The next guitar that I'm gonna buy, I have on order, and it is a 2019 Gibson Les Paul Custom from the Custom Shop. Alpine White. I basically got the brand new Gibson Les Paul version of my Bernie guitar because I can. And I bought it, And I got it through my friend James at Guitar Store, and he gave me a really good deal on it. And yeah, I can't wait. It's like 3-month wait or something like that. You guys will definitely see an unboxing. You'll know when it arrives. But it is one of my all-time dream guitars, and I am so stoked to actually be getting one. And yeah, I can't wait. And now Fluff reads a tweet. Did you know Chuck Norris had a role in the first Star Wars film? That's right. He played the Force. My suggestion to you this week is to check out the new Drake Under song, Here for War. My band put out a song and I'm really excited for everyone to hear it. It's awesome, it's aggressive, and if you haven't seen it on this channel already, definitely go and check it out. I will link down below in the description if you would like to hear what I am up to musically. All applicable links down below in the description. You've been wonderful, I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.